Good afternoon, everybody, and it's your boy Mark, an MUFC fan. No streams on MUFC Realist TV, but that breaking news stream from Mick Ruby, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit as well. But take this time, guys, to just smash those like buttons. If you're new, subscribe, and don't be afraid, guys. It's just a show. We're going to talk about some PL news, transfer talk. And this is a few stories that are coming out right now at the top of the hour and at the end of the day all around the Premier League. Guys, take this time to smash that like button while you take the intro. And guys, it's a quick, quiet show that we have for you here today. And I'm just going to bring it to the table. And if you know this, who can you guess this manager? 24th when hired in the championship, 17th when sacked in the second season of the Premier League. Guys, and we're talking about the Fulham manager, Steve Cooper. Steve Cooper was sacked today by Fulham, by the Nottingham Forest faithful, guys, my bad. And he's no longer the manager. Taking over the helm, however, is Nuno Tavares, guys. And we all know Nuno from Spurs. You know what I mean? And I don't know, what can fans expect from the Portuguese? I think he's going to do a great job there. I think the team there is going to play expansive. I think they're a defensive, compact unit. I think it's going to be a good introduction for the team. And I'm just going to keep it moving, guys. Not too much on this. We're going to wait to see what happens. Move it along. And Dan Ashworth, guys. Dan Ashworth is said to become the next football director of Manchester United, as reported by Sky News. And, he has his conditions because he wants no interference from the Glazers. And if you guys know the Glazers, like I know the Glazers, guys, being a United fan myself, it's something that you would never want involved because all they think about is the money. They don't care about winning games, And Ashworth's condition, as we say on, Murtaugh might stay on in some capacity with the current Newcastle director of football, Dan Ashworth, the current favorite, as per latest reports again. The former Brighton director of football was behind the signing of Moises Caicedo, while for Newcastle, he signed the likes of Alexander Isak and Anthony Gordon, guys. It has been revealed that one of the conditions he has set Ineos is if he's to leave his current role, there must be no interference from the Glazers. And guys, what do you think about this? United set to get this right ahead of the January window. Is this just talk? Or is this a dream team coming together, finally going to build around Erik ten Hag to take United into the new era? Guys, what are your thoughts? Get in the comments below. Leave your questions. Leave your comments. Let's see what you're thinking. And as we move on, Manchester United are expected to appoint John Corbank as their new CEO when Sir Jim Ratcliffe is announced. And, Ratcliffe has proven a track record in European football, with his appointment likely to cause plenty of changes behind the scenes at United. Guys, Blank could be one of several appointments at United as Ratcliffe looks to build a club of challenging in England and in Europe. Guys, what about you? What do you think about this? I think the takeover has been a 25% stake. It was set to be done since September. Every week has been pushed back 2 weeks to 6 weeks or 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Guys, we don't know if this is going to happen before January, but hopefully if it does and it's really true, when it's released and it's official, guys, hopefully it works well in the favor of United and United fans all around the world. Guys, let's move along and let's get into the transfer segment, guys. And Fenerbahce board is set to have a meeting with Man United's Anthony Martial. And this is happening currently, guys, because this meeting was scheduled for this afternoon. And he's probably in the meeting. And let's hope that they come to an agreement and we can see both player and club part ways in a mutual regard where he's benefited and the club benefits, and we can move on, guys, because let's be real, Anthony Martial, he was signed as a very, very hot prospect by Manchester United, but he has not delivered the bacon. So, guys, what can we say? What can we say? It's time to move on, guys. Time to move on. And as we move forward, Man United could lose on loan Sergio Reguilon to Borussia Dortmund in January. And it is said that the German Giants are hot on the heels of the Spanish international and they would like to have him in their club to provide backup. And not only maybe backup, he might be starting in the Champions League because, as we know, Borussia Dortmund are into the knockout round, guys. What will be United predicament when this happens? Will it be okay? Will it be a bad thing for United, or will it be the start of something new? Because as we know, United has Alvaro Fernandez on loan at Granada in La Liga, and he has been that team's player of the season so far. The young left-back has, been featured heavily in United's preseason with Eric Ten Hag, and he has started almost every game, played almost all 90 minutes each time. So we know that he is favored by the manager. What is going to happen, guys? Let your comments in below. Let me know, let me know. And as we move on, guys, Barcelona are set to lose Ronald Araujo as he is being attracted to the Premier League over Bundesliga. And guys, there has been reports that Manchester United, as well as even competition from Tottenham, are interested in signing the international. Guys, what are your thoughts? Get in the comments. Let me know. What do you think? Do you think he's going to work if signed? Do you think Manchester United has the money to sign any players in January? Because from what I know, we are set to sell to buy, if not touch in the loan market, guys. And let's move right along. Arsenal are eyeing summer deal to bring in 22-year-old Charles de Ketelaere from AC Milan, who's on loan to Club Brugge. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? I think this would be a good signing for Manchester United midfield. This guy is an upgrade to Scott McTominay, in my opinion. He's got everything that we hope Scott McTominay had. He drives with the ball. He shows for it. He's very good in the tackle, very aggressive when he's encountering players, and he can beat his man and pick a good pass. And he has an eye for goals. So I think maybe United should be hopping on this deal. But let's move along. Another thing for Arsenal, as Arsenal are trending as history might repeat itself if they don't sign a striker in January. But for the Gunner fans, I have good news. Not that I really want to bring them, but I know you must be fair. It's the PL transfer show. Guys, Arsenal have set to open talks with the striker and are preparing to make him their first and most important target in January. There was also reports that Arsenal were trying to take the lead in signing Marcos Leonardo, the Manchester United target, this January. But with talks beginning with Ivan Toney, it is highly unlikely that Arsenal are going to sign two strikers because they also need to sign a midfielder. And in that regard, we know that they are also in competition for Manchester United and Real Madrid in stiff face-off for Lenny Yoro. The young League One startlet has debuted and has been very consistent, almost player of the season form for the French outfit Lille. And guys, he is a talent. While I am not sure his form might transfer into the Premier League, guys, he is young, very brave, combative, and he shows that he has the maturity. He is a defensive version, something like Kobe Mainu. I'm not saying he's as talented. I haven't watched him that closely, but I've watched 3 of his games, and they have been against tough opposition. One of those games against PSG, and the youngster has done very, very well, I must say, for himself. Guys, what are your thoughts? Get in the comments below. Let me know what you're thinking. And as we move on, Tottenham open to Debo talks ahead of the January transfer window. I know a lot of Man United fans are interested in signing this defender, but as it seems, Tottenham are also interested, and Ange Postecoglou may be having some backing by the Tottenham owners because they have already opened talks to sign the defender. As we know, Manchester United may have a foot in the door since the new 25% stakeholder in Sir Jim Ratcliffe, reportedly by Sky, owns the French outlet OG Nice, where Todibo plays his football. So let's see how that competition goes. Will he come to Manchester United, or will he be swayed by the Spurs? Guys, get in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. All is well, GB. All is well. Good afternoon to you too, my bro. Big up, big up, big up. Big up to you, Football Power. Thanks for dropping in and showing some love. Big up to Shay Arsenal fan. How are you doing, bro? What's going on? What's going on? I was just talking about some transfer targets for your club, my bro. I hope you got the info. Yes, my bro. All is well, GB. All is well. Chilling. You know what I mean? Just bringing the news. Yeah, man. How are you doing today? I hope you're enjoying your afternoon. I know we have a time difference. It's currently 4 p.m. UK time, so I'm pretty sure it's probably sometime like 10, 11 a.m. in the US. What's going on with you? How's your morning? And let's move forward. Guys, Liverpool very interested in this player, very, very much so. But as it seems, they might be set to lose out to Paris Saint-Germain. And I'm talking about Lucas Beraldo, guys. 20 million euros. The young 20-year-old has been on the radar of a lot of European giants, for the last couple of weeks because his performances in Brazil have been spectacular, to be fair. Very consistent performances from him. And he is now set to be joining PSG. Guys, this was one of the signings that I think United might have been able to snap up cheekily because of his price tag. He's a very good defender, but it's not. We can't all sign all the players from Brazil, and I am already hoping that we also sign the Spanish talent that Arsenal are trying to snatch from us, Marcos Leonardo. And there's also Laurent, who plays for Palmeiras, guys. He's very talented in the midfield, quite like a young Casemiro. So you never know, the transfer window is about to open in 9 days, guys, and it's going to be very exciting because, although some top executives at Manchester United have noted that they don't eye the transfer window, that last line of information where they say if opportunities arrive, there might be possibilities, is always something United say, and then they do something in January. They may not sign permanent deals because of the price tag, but if there are outgoings like Donny van der Beek, who is already on his way and signed, sealed, passed his medical, and became a Eintracht Frankfurt player yesterday. And guys, hats off to Donny. Congratulations to him. For some reason, for me, I feel like it's fine. It's something like finally he's gonna get game time. I think he's gonna go to that team and be one of their best players almost immediately. One of my really good friends, he's an avid fan of Eintracht Frankfurt, so I watch a lot of games with him, and he's very, very excited. And he even said to me yesterday, Donny is coming home. So you know what, guys? I think we haven't seen the last of Donny van der Beek because he's going to be starting there and he's going to be getting a lot of regular game time. Eintracht Frankfurt sit in 8th place right now in the German Bundesliga. Who knows? Maybe he might be an addition that pushed them into Champions League or Europa next season. And with United's current trajectory, although a lot of fans may not see it, we're definitely going to be in Europe next season. If not Champions League in the 4th place, we're definitely going to be in 5th. So it might be Europa, guys, but we're going to be in Europe next season. You can clip that for sure. And as we move on, guys, another one, Tottenham and Ange Postecoglou. It seems like Tottenham is probably going to back their manager in January because Tosin Adarabioyo shows Fulham they must do all they can to keep him amid interest from Spurs. And this is like the 3rd or 4th player that Ange Postecoglou is looking at in January. Who knows what's going to happen in this transfer window, guys? It seems like things are very much heating up. And as I move on, Barcelona jumps ahead of Manchester United in the race to sign Everton's Amadou Onana. It is said that Barcelona has already approached him and they're already in talks. And It's very possible because, as we know, Barcelona is a giant of Europe, giant in Spain. Which player won't want to play for such a club? You know what I mean? Only competed with the likes of Manchester United and maybe Liverpool and Real Madrid in terms of historical size. You know what I mean? Milan, these kind of clubs with the history. Yes, 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 GB. Um, that's why he hasn't been playing any games and he hasn't been registered in Europe. He's going to be able to jump right into Eintracht Frankfurt's cup games, but I think he will be starting in January. And the transfer window is already open in Germany, so you know it's a different thing right now. So he's going into a league where transfers are incoming. So, you know, it's not like if the Premier season is going on, it depends on the transfer window and timing in each league. And their transfer window opens slightly ahead of ours. So let's move on, guys. More information. Let's keep it thick. Newcastle stand in the way of Milan as they hunt for Jonathan David to add to their ranks. He will be the second North American currently in their team, as they also have Christian Pulisic from the USA. The Canadian has been said to impress at Newcastle, the scouts, and as well as Milan. And Newcastle, we all know they are owned by Saudi Arabia. Their pockets are thick and they have not spent a lot, but now it seems like they're starting to get to flex their powers. Guys, let's see what goes on and where he ends up. It might be in the Toon or it might be in Milan. And guys, oh, one more second, guys. Wrong slide. Chelsea, United, and Spurs are keen on Copenhagen FC. Rooney. The youngster The youngster has led a dagger into Manchester United in their away fixture at Copenhagen. But what can we say about Rooney Bardi? You know, the future sparks interest in the ever-evolving landscape of European football, guys. You know what I mean? One such he's making some waves coming from Copenhagen. He is their jewel at 18 years old. He's rapidly risen through the ranks and became one of the most sought after prospects in Europe since his debut in the Champions League this season. Guys, what are your thoughts? Should Man United make him a priority? We've seen how he can play in the two fixtures. We've seen that he was very instrumental in their game against Bayern Munich as well as their game against Galatasaray, guys. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. You know what I mean? And Marcus Rashford, guys. Several European clubs, including FC Barcelona, Leipzig, as well as Juventus, and even reported, to be another Spanish club, as well as maybe Napoli, are interested in having the winner's signature. Could we see Marcus Rashford, who has been reportedly a little bit upset with the training regimen of Eric Ten Hag, and not too happy with his starting position right now? Seems that he's coming off the bench. Could we see the youngster, who is just turned 27, move from his boyhood club and spread his wings in Europe? Guys, what are your thoughts? Get the comments in below. Let me know what you're thinking. I am one of the fans that think, it might be a good thing for United. It might be a good thing for him, because sometimes when you're at a club all your life, sometimes it's not that you don't love the club. It's just that, things and people evolve, and sometimes evolution, takes in different directions. And sometimes one fork goes left and the other fork goes right. And maybe this is a good thing for Manchester United fans. Who knows? Who knows, guys? The information is out, and there's a lot of players, and I have to mention, as we talk about the La Liga players who have been doing well and La Liga clubs, I have to mention Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood has been doing bits in La Liga, very instrumental in driving Getafe to 8th place, where they sit in La Liga after a draw against Atletico Madrid 3-3 that saw the team, come back from being down 3-1. And Mason Greenwood was at the heart of everything positive that this team does since his debut for them 7 games ago. And guys, I know it's been a touchy subject, and I know a lot of people might have their, reservations about the youngster, but I am urging everyone just take time, let the youngster live. Sometimes, football, it's difficult. You can't make some judgments, and, you know, in the eyes of the law, the youngster has not committed any crime so far or been prosecuted for such. He may have been accused, but the world is complex and complicated. And I'm not saying that no one is wrong for feeling the way they do. But at the end of the day, sometimes forgiving is better and forgetting is the way. You know what I mean? And this is football, Guys, athletes rehabilitate themselves and reform themselves to become the best of themselves, which is the truest identity of a sport person. Guys. So moving on to more topics, and Fabrizio Romano has reported and confirmed that Manchester United have open talks with Donny Milan, Serhu Garassi, and Timo Werner. Timo Werner, big up Alien Tenno. What's up, my guy? How are you doing today? Yes, and I see you're coming in with the same sentiments that I'm uttering. It's time to sell Rashi. Yes, and I'm not saying that he's a terrible player. I'm just saying maybe he needs to express himself in a different system or find something new to spark that talent that we all saw him when he first debuted, and now it's kind of not been getting to that level. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I agree with that comment, Alien, and I think it's time for him to go. And you know what? I'm looking at this when we're saying talking to with Donny Milan. If this guy comes in, he's a left-sided attacker. He plays off the left and he plays up front. So it might be written in the skies, guys. You know what I mean? Serhu Garassi, the top scorer in Germany right now, scoring over 17 goals in the Bundesliga season so far, 5 in one game. And I have to say, he's really having a breakout season this season, because last season his numbers were okay, but they weren't much to talk about. So, guys, and you know what? To be honest, he's shown performances in each and every game that says to me, maybe he might just work. And at 15 million euros, 50 million pounds, it's not a bad deal, guys. It's not a bad deal. I mean, Timo Werner, what can we say about Timo Werner? He came to the Premier League, scored 10 goals in 3 years at Chelsea, maybe, and he went back to Germany and he was banging goals in non-stop. He couldn't stop scoring. Maybe it was the club, or maybe it was the league. We don't know. We can't say. There's not a big enough sample size. Salah flopped at Chelsea for 2 years and then went to Spain, to Serie A, and came back after. And he's one of the biggest stars the Premier League has ever seen. So, maybe it was Chelsea. Maybe it was Chelsea. I'm getting into that one just really shortly, my bro. Just gonna enter this last bit of information as Sporting CP out of Portugal revealed the price for Manchester United centre back target Goncalo Ignacio, and the price that they have talked about is 51 million euros. 51 million euros is his release clause, guys, and if United meets this release clause, he will be allowed to leave. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather have this guy ahead of Todibo. This guy has been amazing. 85% passing accuracy, 94% dual winning, 76% in successful dribbles. Do I need to repeat that? And 88% in successful passes out from the back in chances created for his team to counterattack. This defensive player is very, very good, guys. 51 million is a very good deal, because when you do the math, it's something like 42 million pounds or less, guys. You know what I mean? This is nothing. I mean, if we sell Maguire, which we probably will get 30, 35 million for, this guy is just adding 7. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure everyone knows that we won't be paying all of it up front. we will be paying it on terms. Maybe we pay down 25 and the next 25 over 2-3 seasons, maybe. You never know. But this guy's a talent. And let me get to what you're talking about, my guy, because Jadon Sancho, guys. Jadon Sancho. What can I say about Jadon Sancho, guys? Manchester United has said, oh, let me just skip this. Oh, I had so much news, and I missed it. You know what? I forgot to put it in the slides, guys, but let me just let you know. It has been reported that today, senior officials of Manchester United met together, and as Alien Tenno is saying, they were heading talks to discuss the termination of Jadon Sancho's contract. And we also know that the young English starlet has been, also linked with a move back to Dortmund, as well as links to FC Barcelona, which also ties into the rumors that Barcelona is heavily and Manchester United are in talks for a swap deal, including Rafinha, who has not had the best start to his season, his Barcelona career, and is seeking more game time. And with Barcelona also were interested in signing Jadon Sancho when we signed him, maybe it just might be that deal that makes both clubs happy. We get Rafinha, they get Sancho, we get a player who we know is prem proven, who can score goals and deliver. And maybe Jadon Sancho finds, an atmosphere there that is congruent to him delivering and being a top player again. Because I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm not saying he hasn't been world class, because before coming to United, this guy was setting the world on fire. But, there's something that has to be and happened, because he has not shown that form for United. Yes, if United have a legal right to terminate, they should do it today. And I honestly say they should do it today. And yes, Alien, finally, and we should be thanking God, because this is the end of player power, or the beginning of the end, if we should say it like that. Because you know what? We cannot survive in this loop. Saka manager over players, Saka manager over players, Saka manager over players, because you know what, guys? It's not doing us any favors. Even if we finish second, third, or we get into the Champions League, when we have never been that team in the last 10 years that are definitely at the start of the season counted on as a challenger for the title. I mean, as a United fan, I'm always thinking we're challenging for the title, but I'm sure we all share the same thoughts as United fans. But when you look at the punditry and Sky News and the media, they don't have United as a title challenger. They have us as maybe top four contention. Maybe. Last season, they pegged us to finish ninth, and we finished third, winning a cup and playing in the FA Cup finals as well. This season, we're out of the cup and we're also out of the Champions League, but we're still in the FA Cup, guys. So, you know what? Fourth place is not away, because there's 21 games left. That means there's 63 points available. And if you add that to our current tally, that takes up to 90 something points, guys. So we certainly should be in the runnings and contention to get top four. Guys, everyone has to play each other twice. The season is still not midway yet. There's 2 more games left till we reach midway of the season. We face West Ham on Saturday, and then we face Aston Villa, guys. That will be midway of the season. And guys, after that, I'm pretty sure after those 2 games, there will be some change in the talks around United. I think it's going to be positive for us. Yeah, Alien Talon, read your comment already. Sorry, my bro. And last but certainly not least, Manchester United plan to beat the Europe's elite by grabbing young Javi Guerra from Valencia. You know what, guys? The Messiah, this youngster, I've been watching him. I've been doing a lot of Getafe watch-alongs, and I have been watching Valencia. And this youngster has that sort of mature experience. He looks to me like a young Paolo Maldini, or maybe a Nesta, if you don't want me to say Maldini. He looks like a young Nesta when he's on the ball, when he's reading the game. Very strong in the air, very combative, almost certainly wins all his one-on-one duels. This guy is very talented. And, grabbing him from Valencia is going to cost United something like 20 million to 30 million euros, guys. I don't think it's going to be such a big deal, but you never know. United hasn't been, that club. We don't have that funds right now. And as Alien Tenor is saying, West Ham and Villa are going to be tough. Kudus is on fire. I totally agree with you, bro. And you know what? West Ham, it's one of those games where I think Bowen is always going to be a threat, you know, as well as Mohamed Kudus. And don't forget, they have Lucas Paqueta as well. So it's going to be a team that's going to be very, very compact and very well organized and creative going forward. But as they have to attack United, we know that United has shown against one of the best creative teams in the league right now that they can defend well. And United isn't that much of a slouch going forward. I know in the last 2 games we have yet to score a goal, but the 3 games before the last 3 games we played, we scored 3 goals in each game. So I would say that United, maybe seeing that it's not a team like Liverpool, they might have more confidence to attack and more go forward. I think young Garnacho has done very well this season, and he will do very well. I just think, some of the decision making is going to be a little bit poor. You know what I mean? But young players, that's how they learn. You know what I mean? You give him that same chance that he got at the end of the Liverpool game, and he gets a penalty or he gets a shot off, or he probably squares the ball to Højlund, and Højlund gets his opening goal. United win the game late. You know what I mean? I think, guys, we need to consider this, but let me mention one more thing about United. The Young Reds are through to the knockout round of the FA Cup as they won last night, 1-0. Brilliant play from young Jack Fletcher as he broke down the wing, dribbling in his defender and slotting it into Ethan Whitley, who found a magical strike that finished in the top corner of the net. Guys, the youngsters are doing well and they're playing Ten Hag football, guys. You need to check them out. You know what I mean? If the United senior team depresses you sometime, the youth team, they will make you smile because you see where the future is, and it is bright for Manchester United, guys. I have to say it. And as I close in my last bit of news for today, Preston North End are interested in a move to secure Dan Gore on loan for the rest of the season. The young captain of the Reds, has just broke into his senior team. He hasn't played much games. He came on in 1 game, but he's played a lot of games in the preseason, and I like the look of this youngster. He has a Scholesy-esque kind of vibe about him. You know what I mean? Very combative, low center of gravity. He could spray a pass. He does something different. When you don't expect him to, he drives with the ball. Very good defensively as well. I think this young midfielder who has shared a bond with Kobe Menu while taking the youth team to the top of the under 18 table this season before Kobe moved on to the senior team. I think it was special, guys. And I think seeing him next to Kobe is the future. You know what I mean? It may not be now because we have Casemiro, but I think we're going to see him come on as a substitute in a lot of games if he doesn't go on loan to Preston North End. And I see Alien is coming in with the team of the season. Garnacho on the left, Højlund in the middle, Greenwood off the right, Menu, Malacia, Martinez, Gore, etc. ETH has some serious players to work with next season. Yes. And this is what we're talking about. Yo, you know what, Alien? I think the other brother, Frank, he has Fletcher's dangerous left foot. But you know what? Frank plays as the holding defensive midfielder, and he progresses the ball like a register. He's very, very good. I don't know. I think he might be the better twin, in my honest opinion. I think Frank's the better one. I think, his play has always been secure. Like when he gets the ball, he's press proven. He's shown it in all the games I've seen him play so far. And he distributes very well. And he always seems to find Ethan or his brother Jack. But Jack plays off the right on the wing, so he's going to get the starring role. So, I think Jack's right foot is lethal as well. I think he's better with his right foot, but I think Fletcher's left foot, I think he gave it to Frank, the defensive one. I think he's a better Fletcher. And guys, I'd like to thank you all for joining me. This has just been a short stream giving you some information and updates about the teams across the league and the premier transfers that they are seeking to the talks that have been opened with different players so far. Guys, join me for the show on Friday because on Friday morning, I will be bringing to you the update with the talks from each and every Premier League club and all their transfer targets so far. Guys, I hope you all have a great day. You know what it is, guys. It's always about Manchester United, football in general. We love to talk about the game, and I'm thanking you for joining me. And take this time to leave your comments. Tell me which players you would like to see at your clubs, whether you're a United fan, you're a City fan, Arsenal fan, Liverpool fan. Leave your comments in below. Let me know which players you want to see at your club in January. And if you're a United fan, let me know what you think about your manager. Are you Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out, or Ten Hag out? Guys, it's been your boy, Mark and MUSC fan, and another presentation of the Daily Update PL Transfer Show. Have a good day, everyone.